Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI. How are you folks doing this morning? Good to see each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For your information, FYI. Pull up a cup of coffee with us as I'm having this morning. Pull up the morning papers. We're in the Hartford Current this morning, believe it or not. A gift to one of our ardent viewers who came through Connecticut quite recently, and we always beg you guys, bring the papers when you come in, wherever you're coming from around the world, you're coming home, bring the papers for us, and we're so happy to have the Hartford Current this morning. Guys, let us know how you're hearing us. Lennox Anderson and Renald Worrell, I see Facebook user Linda Thomas, among some other folks who have joined us this morning. Good to have each and every one of you. You all know when we come on, we ask you guys to indulge us, share the live, smash that emoji button, and let's have a go at it. Good to have each and every one of you here. It is my privilege. The girls are out today on work assignments, and you have me to deal with. You have me all to yourselves. Good to have you folks. We're going to try to get through a couple of issues, guys, before we let you go and get on with the rest of life and the rest of living. How is the weather where you folks are? How is the weather, and what's for breakfast? Do let us know, good people. Do let us know. How is the weather? Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? How is the weather there? Freon Lions, good to see you. And Pamela Griffith, Sheila Austin. I see Armin is here as well. Paula the Hawk Kippins. Folks, the girls are out on assignments, each and every one of them. Amanda is out on assignment. Ruth is out too. And I'm here. I'm here with you folks, keeping you company for the next 45 minutes or so. And we're just making sure at our end, we are put through to all the right places, guys, and you're picking us up on some extra pages right now. Share the live, smash that emoji button. Good to have you folks here with us. Really good to have each and every one of you. Kesh, Sharma, Ramjatan, I see Shirley Crichton is here as well. Sandra Ford, how are you doing, Sandra? I'm fine. Muy bien, gracias. Thank you so much. We are great at this end, and we trust you are well. Sandra, and Dan Graves, and Joy Hopkinson, Leonard Jacobs. Good morning to all of you guys. We trust that you are great today. The night is fast spent, folks, and we are here. Yep. Somebody says not hearing from Mr. Amsterdam. I'm going to check in on that. Guys, are you hearing us clearly? Edward Brooms, are you hearing us clearly? Let us know if you're hearing us clear. Diane Fordyce, Naomi Jokers, you got to travel more regularly because you... Naomi, haters going to hate. Haters are going to hit. Guys, I am peeved. The second we're late. The second we are on late, I upset and I vex. Come out smiling, but I'm upset and the second we're late. I love being on time. I love it. Respect and manners to all the folks who love being on time. This is the way some of you salute. Some others. Sheldon, good to have you. And John M.G. Wilson. Those rich people always use the middle names. M.G. John M.G. Money fella. All of the technicians are on duty this morning. Elizabeth Gaskin is letting us know she's hearing us loud and clear. Thank you. And Sasha Trim, technician Sasha Trim, is on duty this morning. She's hearing us loud and clear. Stacy Mavis is here, and Margaret Nelson is here as well. Yep. Marcus is going to hate too. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You're just going to hate. Erwin Don Cook, we see you there. And Chris Kippins, I see you. Basil Clark is here as well. Basil and Rock and come in. He rocked and came in. Chris Kippins, I see you, as I said. And Michelle Bullock. Yep, Michelle Bullock, good to see you as well, folks. You're coming from somewhere. Bring us your contributions as well as a paper, and we are so happy. The young lady who brought us this was also bringing us the New York Times, but she forget it on the plane. Yep, I must want to tell her, go back. She forgot the New York Times on the flight. Yep, so we have the Hartford Current. This is a papers out of Connecticut, and I am fascinated. Not only by the content, I'm fascinated by the form of newspapers. This is the Hartford Current, and this is the tabloid format. We're accustomed to the shorter version of this. Our newspapers is a shorter version almost like the half full. But I'm so fascinated, not only by the content, but the physical newspaper. I love the physical newspaper. I brought an observer from St. Kitts and Nevis, one of the newspapers, was looking for one in Antigua. But the islands, regrettably, don't print as often because of dwindling readership and the advent and the proliferation of online media. We got all those things to contend with, folks. Donald Fresco, good to see you, and Kim Luke, Sukchan Sudhari. Folks, how is the weather where you guys are joining us from? We're fired up, as you know, and we are ready to go, and we trust that you guys are as well, good people. We trust that you guys are as well. As we've been telling you, and rightfully so, I think I'm missing some of my notes. I've just came to the realization I might be missing some of my notes. Yeah, but as we've been telling you, folks, it's October, and as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where we highlight, folks, the breast cancer that affects both men and women. We were talking about that yesterday. I want to continue to remind folks as we highlight these issues, folks, as it regards to breast cancer and how it is affecting both men and women. You know, a lot of folks do not know, but breast cancer also affects men, believe it or not. And lots of men believe that, you know, this is not their fight, you know. But even if it's on behalf of our women folk, it is our fight. It is our fight, folks. And we just wish we could do more. And for our part, we're going to try to bring as much awareness to this as possible. You know, the people who know tell us. The theme for this month, again, is Together We Can. Together We Can. They're telling us that just this year, thousands are expected to be diagnosed. Thousands are expected to be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. Yep, 290,000 to be exact are expected as new cases of invasive breast cancer. 51,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer is also expected. And they're telling us the savage detail here is that 43,000 persons will lose their lives to metastatic breast cancer. Folks, that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of people. And so they tell us early detection is key. Early detection is key. And of course, that's why you have such a month like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, starting as early as 1985, which not only raises awareness in October for breast cancer, but it's part of reflecting on how far we've come and the lives we have lost. It's a chance to give back, you know, because to raise awareness, you have to raise funds and all of that to help the research into a cure for breast cancer in general, breast cancer. It's a good opportunity to give back, and it's also even a time to celebrate. You know, you got lots of people who are survivors, lots of folks who are survivors of breast cancer. So it's a good opportunity to celebrate, folks. So October, believe it or not, that's why you see one of our lower turn is in pink, and I started the week in pink, and look, if it was up to me, I'd wear my pink jacket every goddamn day. It's my own. How is the weather where you folks are joining us from? Do let us know, good people. We want to know, how is the weather where you guys are joining us from? Please let us know that. Again, folks, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and please, let us reflect, let us give, and let us celebrate. It's 27 degrees where we are, at 30 degrees, and they're telling us it feels like 35 on the outside. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are so privileged to be here with you folks. We are so privileged to be here with each and every one of you. Martlene Hurst and with Anthony Bobble Matthews. Well, how are you doing? Hey, my brother. How is it going? Well, I hope you have a fantastic day. My brother, I hope that you not only continue to live, but in all your endeavors, you try. That you thrive. You thrive. I put my tongue between my teeth. You thrive, Wayne. Thrive there. You know, all the other folks, you and Joe. Yep. And all the other folks there, you all thrive, folks. Good to see Wayne, Pamela John, and Chinsing Henry. Good to have you. Wayne says it's sunny and bright in St. Kitts and Nevis. Yep. Sunny and bright here too. 30 degrees outside. They say it feels like 32. According to weather.com, that's what they're telling us. It's 30 degrees outside. It feels like 32, and they're telling us it's a 41% chance it's going to rain. Yep, at least in the national capital city of Georgetown, where we broadcasted live from. That's what they're telling us. It feels like 32. Yep. It's very humid. It's humid. We're going to see folks like Wayne has joined us, and Maureen, and GT Rugel, and I see Pamela Johnson watching from Ithaca. Met somebody in the diaspora recently. Can't remember who said, "Hi from Ithaca." I said, "Hey." We did it. Pinky Richmond, good to have you. Micheline Bullcock, a very strong name, very strong. Bullcock, very strong name there. All the other folks who will join us, if that's the real name. Probably get a lot of teasing in high school, a lot of teasing throughout your school years. Folks, what are you having for breakfast? I give you all the weather. What's happening for breakfast? Let us know, folks. I have a lovely cup of black coffee. A lovely cup of black, folks. I don't often make tea for folks, right? Because when folks come at my home and they have tea, they don't want to go home. I make a real good cup of tea, breakfast, and so on. As a cookist, I'm a cookist. When you taste me, a lot of folks don't want to go home. Same thing with Catch, my wife. She was a beautiful, lovely young lady. I said, all right, man, stay. As you hear a couple of days, stay, man, stay. What are you folks having for breakfast? Pinky Richmond, Tessa Isaacs, Graves Andy, Chinsing Henry, and all you folks. Martin Hurst, she's having baked with little bush tea, quote unquote, baked with little bush tea. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Coffee comes from a bush, technically. So I'm having bush tea too. Technically, having little bush tea too. Yep. Good to have you, Margaret Nelson, and all the other folks, Pamela Johnson, Chinsing Henry. Guys, great to have you here this morning. We got a couple of things we want to talk about, so I don't know if we're going to filter in eventually to the morning papers, perhaps. Are we going to? Yep. Chinsing saying too much, just enough. Yeah, I saw several persons came at me, eat the food, and then they don't want to go home. You know the way? Some people come for an afternoon, and then 3 weeks later, they're still in your fridge. Right? But this one girl, she was different. So as you hear, I don't often do this, but as you hear, guys, good to see you. Marlene Thomas is telling us that she's watching from Queens, and it's raining in Queens. Better there than here. Better in Queens than here. Folks, if you're coming this side, bring us the papers, man. Bring us a copy of the papers, even if you don't read the papers. When I go to some city, I'm fascinated because I ask, where could I get one of the papers from? It's the papers. People don't read, nothing that is not on a tablet or a smartphone these days, no, newspapers. Whatever, sir, it's like I just invent something. Where you all sell newspapers? You go in some pharmacies, you go in some gas station, and you ask, papers? I see papers in a little while. That reminds me, I went into Epicurean supermarket in Antigua. Same thing, ask the cashier, you have any papers? She said, you're not from Rugby, It shows. She said, we don't print papers anymore. We don't print the papers anymore. Sad to say. But the printed papers, folks, is a dying art. And I love it. Love news and information. And was happy to receive this Hartford Current. The person didn't bring the New York Times, but it is what it is. Yep. We got a couple of things, folks. We want to head off into the morning papers. I think that's where we're starting. In the morning papers, good folks. And first and foremost, let me make sure I'm going according to the notes. I don't want a problem. Let me make sure we're going according to the notes today, guys. And I'm going to refresh a page or two to make sure before the guys tell me I'm reading wrong story. And that precisely is what we do not want. Pamela Johnson, we see you there. Rodella Garnett, how are you? Rodella, and how is your son doing? Antia De Silva, good to have you as well. Antia. Some of y'all got some nice names, man. Your parents took a little time with y'all. Yep. I see Chin Sing says, I'm on my way to work in a bus. Minibus or bus? Eva Ramasar, good to see you. And all the other folks out there who join us across social media, folks. It's a privilege to have each and every one of you. First and foremost, we'd have you know that Gavin Asana was convicted of raping a girl 12 years old a couple of years ago, and he's now awaiting sentencing. The case is finished. Convicted, folks, of raping a girl 12 years old, you know. You see, the fella's a big man. It's a big man, but some of y'all got some nasty proclivities. Very, very nasty proclivities. So Gavin has to go and spend a little time and reflect now on his action. He has to go and reflect on his action. So he's sick, you know. You see some people walking about and so on. Sick. Sick. A lot of them in this administration. A lot of them in this government, in this regime. A lot of sick people. A lot of sick people. Right? They're looking all right, but everything is all right. They're looking all right, but everything is not all right. And so Gavin now got to go and spend some time, you know, and take care of himself and get in touch. You know, 12-year-old now, what kind of enjoyment, what kind of, you know, pleasure you could have with a 12-year-old? As a big man with a 12-year-old. Right? So Gavin now got to take some time away from home, time away from society and so on, and go and reflect on his action. That's the Marriott Thomas. Out front parts. Yeah, out front parts says throw away the key. That's what we can do. We can fling the keys away. Folks, smash that emoji button for us. Share the live and partner with us. You know, some of y'all out there, let me leave Gavin alone for a second. Some of y'all out there think we're running water here, though. Unfortunately, we're not at the top. Some of y'all think we're running water, right? So we're encouraging you folks to not only smash the emoji button, very important part. 3 rules to the program, to all our programs. 3 rules. Smash the emoji button. Share the live, partner with us. Once you do those things, you can't go wrong. Diane, Mitchell, and Lachman Aziz. Lachman, how you doing? Good to see you. Sonia Massive Cobb is here as well, and Lorraine Beat. Folks, wherever you lovely, wonderful folks are joining us from around the world, welcome. Welcome. You're in the right place. And if you all miss Dorita, and if you miss Amanza, they're going to be back soon enough. Soon enough, I hold the fort. You got me to deal with. You got me to deal with, folks. So who expects? You see, always got to balance. You know, always got to balance. Right there. Right there is it. Yeah, yeah. It's the things. It's the things. Guys, good to have you. You're in touch with the right place. Elena Jacobs, Chin Singh, we see you. Or Don Cook. June Gilbert, June morning. And I'm certain June was born in June. That's right. They got that name. Carol Boa, good to have you. Brewer, good to have you. Brewer, Calvin, yep. Naomi Drucker, I see you. Naomi O'Shea, you know. Yep. Proclivity. Good to have you. Naomi's trying to distract me. We're taking distraction, folks. The other issue we want to look at this morning in the morning papers, this issue, the Ramps Logistics. You know, Ramps and Habit, we told you guys about this a couple weeks ago. Ramps Logistics was aiming to be part of and benefit from local content. It's a Trinidadian company that's here in Guyana. And now they're telling Rams, the Rams did all the right things. Now they're telling Rams they don't qualify for local content certification. Well, Rams ain't having it. Rams carrying them to court. I would have you folks know, Rams Logistics taking them boys to court. Rams not having it at all. You know, some people get it very easy coming through. You know, companies like, what's this guy company again? Western Logistics. You remember Western Logistics? Yep, one minister said profusely and not associated with that company, even though there seem to have been evidence he is a director there. Minister of Government sitting. Right? But companies like that don't have no trouble. Western Logistics. Was Rams. And Rams say that they are taking this matter now for judicial review because they were refused local content certification. You see, Rams didn't talk with Sue. That's the only problem with Rams, you know. Naomi Drucker, Rams didn't talk with Sue. Marlon Thomas, Rams didn't talk with Sue. Because Sue gets all the support and Sue handles all the agreements and the arrangements. That's the problem. Rams never meet in the living room. That's the trouble. That living room in Parkerville 2 or 3 or 4. Rams never meet in the living room. That's the trouble. That's the only trouble Rams got, though. Rams Logistics. And they are now moving to the courts for judicial review of the process and processes that have led to them becoming not achieving certification. You see, the rising tide, the folks tell us, must float all boats. But in this country, we got the rising tide, Antia the Silver, only floating some boats. And as I see the name Antia, we got a story in the morning brew that's brewing there with a big auntie. Right? I see someone says Ramsay won't pay the middlemen. That's probably part of the problem. Right? The Chinese knew it when they said if they weren't corrupt, that would be astonishing. See, Ramsay, when you come in here, you just got your eyes, you cross your teeth, and so on. Maybe you're dotting the wrong eyes, you're crossing the wrong teeth. You got dot your teeth and cross your eyes. Right? So they go into a judicial review process, and we hope that ends well for them. Everything seems to be above board with this company. Ramsay Districts, why? Why are you not being admitted to what seems to be an exclusive club where local content is concerned? Yeah. Middlemen and so aside. Middlemen and so aside. We can see how this is going. So we're following that, folks. We're following that, good people. We are following that. I think we had it right just now with the exchange. We're following that, folks. Share the live, smash that emoji button, good folks, and partner with us. Can you do that for us? Can we do it? Can we do it? Good to have you. Wherever in the world you guys are joining us from, thanks for tuning in, and we're moving along. So that's on the Rams Logistics fronts, folks. And the next issue we want to cover is what's happening with German Bristol. You know, it's a sick society, you know. It's a sick society, and we deliberately did not put all of these stories together because we want to sick your stomach so early in the morning. We're following, guys, what's happening with German Bristol. Now, German Bristol in 2018 stabbed his girlfriend repeatedly in her neck. In East Pennington, repeatedly. Our reports tell us, repeatedly stabbed her in her neck. Repeatedly. And yesterday, German Bristol threw himself at the mercy of the court for leniency in sentencing. But he didn't think that when he was stabbing Shanice Lawrence, according to Slavic News, repeatedly in her neck. See? And we see here all the time, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. It's as simple as that. It is as simple, Margaret, Glenn nowadays, Jacqueline Fordyce, Kid Dowding, Well Anderson. It's as simple as that. You can't do the time, don't do the crime. Kid Dowding is saying good morning from Barbados. I come into Barbados, I got a bit more Barbados brothers and sisters. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to go to Barbados first before Antigua and St. Kitts and Nevis. But we can take it how we get it and wait for the rest. And German Bristol, the report tells us, threw himself at the mercy of the courts. And we think, sir, how are we going to bring back Shanice Lawrence? Right? The court has to frown itself, frown its face on such activities like the murder of our women. That's the other pandemic, you know. The way men want to treat women in our society. You know, fellow the other day drove over a woman in a rice field repeatedly. No, we got to set a strong example and send a strong signal as well. This kind of foolishness, chopping up women, stabbing women, killing women wantonly will not be condoned. Will not be condoned. That's all I can say on that one. That is all good, folks. So much happening. So much happening. And let me alert you, on the podcast today, we're talking some of the things happening in education. You know, school children in tent and heat like an oven. So much happening. Where do we fit all of that? Right? Where do you fit all that? I see Jacqueline Fordyce asking, when I come into America, I tell them back the movie already. Jacqueline, I tell them back the movie already. So much happening in education locally that is adverse. You know, the folks in Araima students, Hururu, protesting. We saw some parents and teachers in Santa Rosa protesting the condition of a building. And then to see those kids yesterday, East Tremble Secondary School, hot as hell in some tents. Where the hell money going? That's how we want. Joy Kosha, where the hell money going? Gwen Anderson, Marla Alicop, where the oil money going? I hope you all got some answers for us. Yep. Moving on to other issues in the morning papers. Tanisha Shamshundar, my lord, gone at 4. Accidentally, they tell us, mistakenly, ingested gramazone her mother had left in a goat pen in the backyard. You know, Tanisha Ramshundar was playing in the yard like any 4-year-old in the countryside, perhaps, when she stumbled upon this bottle stashed away in the goat pen. She drank the contents and then reportedly told her mother she wasn't feeling well, and now she's worried, they tell us, at hospital. You know, and we were all hoping for the best. Thoughts and prayers with the family, all hoping for the best. 4 years old, you know, 4 years old. We got to be so careful. Lorraine Beat, Selena Fraser. Celine, thanks for the thing, Selena. Selena, thanks for the thing. Selena joins us from Ontario, Canada. Thanks for the thing. But she makes sure that we can keep on keeping on. Why more y'all can't be like Selena? Why more you folks can't be like Selena? Huh? Naomi Drucker, whose name shall not be mentioned. Why y'all can't be like Selena? Dundas Lois. Huh? Naomi, thanks for the thing too. Don't let y'all feel it's we're talking about. Good to have each and every one of you here with us. Folks, you know, it's like a protest. When you protest the conditions of work and so on, and then things improve, everybody get the benefit. But everybody's one trying to protest. That's some people. That's some folks. So young lady, 4 years old, talking about 4 years old, ingested gramazone. And again, our thoughts and prayers, if you are folks of faith, as I know some of you are, pray for these guys. Pray for this young lady. Tanisha Shamshundar is in our thoughts and prayers this morning, and our family as well. And I think we're heading to the brew, folks. I think that's where they're carrying us now. I think we're heading to the morning brew. Because lots of things are brewing locally and on the international scene. Lots of things are brewing. Lots of things are brewing on the national scene, in the region, and locally. And here's a couple of them, good folks. Here's a couple of them. Internationally, we thought this was interesting when we saw it. I can take a sip of this tea now. I'll take a sip of the tea now, good folks. A Republican clerk is being reported could face charges in the Michigan voting system breach. Michigan voting system breach. And this is interesting for more than one reason. Let me let you know why. It is interesting for a lot of reasons. Here's what they're telling us this morning. Here's what they're telling us. Hold straight. Here's what they're telling us. All right. I'm trying to gauge these comments and watch some of you at the same time. It's working out. Here what the guys are telling us here. As regards this matter here. This Republican clerk who could be charged in this Michigan voting system breach. They're telling us that in the Michigan Township, a Michigan Township official who promotes false conspiracy theories of a rigged 2020 election could face criminal charges related to 2 voting system security breaches. And they're gathering this from unreported records and some legal experts. Right? And in this matter, it is quite interesting. What grabbed their attention here is the theories, the false conspiracy theories of a rigged election. Very, very familiar. False conspiracy theories of a rigged election. You know, some of them boys stick up here. False conspiracy theories of a rigged election. That's one of the things brewing this morning. A lot of that happening. You know, locally, we got a lot of trains running on different tracks. Even though we gave up the train system a long time ago. A lot of trains running on parallel tracks. Them boys got electoral fraud cases in the courts, languishing for about 2 years now. Nothing in doing. Not an ounce of evidence produced. No. No way. Which reminds me of the Holiday case. When the old boy analyst, he had the evidence to prove that Mingo rigged. You see, he had the evidence, good folks. The letter of Cindy Fraser, you see, he had the evidence. And on the very day, Roxanne was supposed to rule, the Chief Justice. Roxanne George Wiltshire, the very day she was to give the ruling, he withdrew the case. But she proper cuss him. Judicially, of course, she proper cuss him. In legal language. She said, you waste the time in the court. The Holiday case. So you got a lot of cases in the magistrate's courts languishing. No evidence, trumped up charges. No evidence whatsoever. And while that is happening, April got his COI. April has his COI. And while that is happening, Anil got no COI. He want the names of that people. He want the names of people who were out of the jurisdiction on March 2nd. All those things happening on parallel tracks. And then we get two petitions in the High Court, and one before the Court of Appeal, rather, which we will talk about a little later on in the program, and one before the CCJ, our final appellate court. All of those things happen parallel tracks, right? And then them boys got their false conspiracy theories of rigged elections. Kim Walker, James Bond, they got a false conspiracy theories of rigged elections. Right? And a Republican candidate, a Republican fellow, he's about to face some serious time for that kind of stupidness. False conspiracy theories of rigged election. And while that's happening on that side, good folks, we want to bring to attention some of the stuff happening in the region as well. Equally important. Some stuff happening, some stuff brewing in the region, folks. You all know Puerto Rico had was hit by a massive storm recently. They says about 120 folks, 20,000, about 120,000 people who are without power. Interesting. About 120,000 people in Puerto Rico who are without power. And while I'm on this, I saw some comments attributed to President Biden, in which he says, Puerto Rico, the U.S., we stand with you, Puerto Rico. Right? Well, if we go according to blackout and president standing with people and so on, it's every day. Here, fucking God say, South, we stand with you. LA, we stand with you. Albistown, we stand with you. Linden, Kokwani, we stand with you. If it's based on blackouts, 100,000 without power. That's a normal day in the 592, man. Now, so, a line for them, Janet Elias, Karen Black. That's not another day in the 592. Gwyneth Anderson, Melanie Drayton. It's not just another day in the 592. 100,000 without power. And Biden said, we stand with you. You're not alone. What Biden got to do now is go and wind up on the stage to qualify it. Right? That is what Biden got to do. Go and wind up on the stage now. Qualify it. That's big. Right? A nice time. We can all be better for it. And just like another day here, man. The Americans got to learn a thing or two. They got to learn a thing or two, good folks. They got to learn a thing or two. Closer to home. Closer to home, my people. Brewing this morning. Closer to home. And I'll tell you about that big auntie. Antia, you remember that? Remember that name? Well, folks, some of it big. but we stupid too. Some of we big and we got sense. Right? Auntie Lena and child now over ecstasy pills and cocaine. You remember Auntie Lena was bust by the airport? You remember that? Auntie Lena was bust by the airport. Folks, cocaine and everything. Cocaine in everything. I don't think there's a thing, quote unquote thing, that cocaine hasn't been in. There isn't a thing. Everybody's trying to put cocaine in everything. Now, poor Auntie Lena. Right? She can't do the time, but she went and do the crime. And she can learn the hard way now. Poor Auntie Leans. Right? Poor Auntie Leans. Look story here they're telling us, guys. 63-year-old Eden Narine, also known as Auntie Lena, who was earlier in this year busted with cocaine by the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit. She appeared in the city court recently and started her trial on the charge of trafficking in ecstasy pills. Yep. Trafficking in ecstasy pills. Good folks. The point here, some will be big. Some will be big. We got sense. Sampling this coffee here, folks. Some will be big. But we got sense. That's one of the things brewing locally, guys. Them guys just send out these small fishes. The small fish come to front. And the big fish slip past. Right? Our guy wants to know what happened to the minister niece. A story. That is too much. Minister Sonia Parag's niece was apprehended at the Challenge International Airport with cocaine months ago. They were sending her for psych evaluation. Maybe she's still there. A mental evaluation. Maybe she's still there, folks. What I can tell you. Maybe she's still there. Just maybe she's still there. And as we reported last evening, this is one we're following. This is one that is very, very sad. The GTI student Samuel Granham, just 19 years old, died as a result of a brutal beating he sustained the Stabrook Market. And you know, Samuel's family want to know what kind of police force we got here. They're telling us 72 hours later, the police, they know who the perpetrator or perpetrators, who they were. 72 hours later, nobody has been apprehended. No one has been apprehended. That's what they're telling us. This is wild, wild west, you know. I beg you, I'll stay in your corner. Stay in your corner. Right? Stay in your corner. Because the minute you step out, them boys gone with you, you know. Them boys gone with you. It said Samuel and his friend was in the park. That's the Stabrook Market area there. When several young men pounced on them and they beat Samuel Granham mercilessly. And up until yesterday, Samuel was unconscious and on a life support machine at a private city hospital. And after doctors would have evaluated him, they came to the conclusion, right? They came to a conclusion and they called his parents. Folks, you ever get a phone call that changed your whole life? You ever get a phone call that changed your whole life? The hospital called Samuel's parents and they tell them, ma'am, sir, there's nothing more we can do for Samuel. Right? There is nothing more we can do for Samuel. And the law tells us when this happens, doctors have assumed, you know, to go forward, the patient will be in a permanent vegetative state. I read law, you know, and I followed it here too. I know when this happens, when they get a call, because the doctors legally, they have come to the conclusion, right? They come from medicine nowadays in the law, the realm of law, There is nothing more we can do, and no further care will improve what is deemed as a permanent vegetative state. And they put the ball in their court. It's up to you if you want to take him off life support. And when you send your 19-year-old son out to run an errand, you don't factor in this is the kind of decision you got to make, you know. One errand in the city and standing on a bus park, and a beating later. Oh boy. And a slow motion police force. You don't know this is the kind of decision you're going to be faced with in a matter of hours. And so, having all the information, the parents have to decide we're gonna take him off of life support. 19 years old, full of life, but for a brutal beating on a park in the greatest country on earth. Samuel transitioned yesterday afternoon after that decision was made. As the country we're living in, that's the country. The police force, all these hours later, since this young man was beaten mercilessly 1 inch outside of his life, and now his life is gone. His life is gone. Nobody has been apprehended. And you all vexed when you all see people lined up by the embassy? You all vexed when you see people in them long lines? I don't think I don't consider every damn day. You don't come out with this stuff unscathed. You know, so much happening in our country, and then you got all this stuff to deal with. All this stuff you got to deal with. That's what's happening there. 19 years old, folks. 19. He started living the life yet. Goes to GTI, receiving an education. And then just like that, he's gone. Sybil James, Chisel Chipper, the greatest country on earth. Right. Video cameras all over. People know what happened, know who the perpetrators are. Police just there, sit them on their hand. I can tell you all. 19 years old and gone. You know, you send your child out in the world on a fateful day. You don't know. You can get a phone call that change your whole life. Whew. In other news, folks, other things that are growing. Our brother Roysdale Ford has been racking up some wins. Just yesterday rather, we were talking about Roysdale's accomplishments in the court. Some stuff he said about in response to the DPP requesting that Magistrate Leron Daly moves from presiding over the Dion Bacchus case, Dion Bascom case. And then yesterday afternoon, he continues to rack up the wins in the court system. You know, them boys, they want this case go forward. But the Court of Appeal has set November 1 to look at the report and why the Chief Justice written decision has not been forthcoming as yet. Chief Justice taking a little time on this one here. You know? And the written decision is very important to see how the Chief Justice would have arrived at the conclusion she did when the matter was before the Supreme Court of Judicature. So they're waiting, and the Court of Appeal said the matter can go forward. They said, flap you, Nandilal. Flap you, Mendez. In the interest of justice. In the interest of justice, we all want to know what happened. Right? What happened March 2nd, 2020 in our elections? Right? We all want to know, or at least some of us, what happened in those elections? Them boys fighting this thing. Them boys trying to convince us we rigged. APNO AFC rigged. And yet in community after community along the East Coast, as an example, yet all them ballot boxes without statutory documents. How come? And the law is not inquiring into that. Right? How come he's not inquiring? What mystery? What strange over here? This must be the Guadalupe over here. All of them statutory documents disappear from them ballot boxes. He's inquiring into that. Right? But like, he wanted to dead people. You remember April wake up the morning and say, it's too much whining down. He want to see what happened in the cemetery. He want to do a live from the cemetery. Right? Too much whining down. It's affecting your brains now. So that guy wants to understand what happened with the dead people. You want to see what happened with these folks who we claim voted on election day but were overseas. But we don't get the conclusion on that. Because it was the chairman of GCOM who wrote, saying that this was the issue, wrote to the general registrar, wrote to the chief immigration officer, and they write back saying, yes, it's true. Our records show that these people were overseas. Our records show these people are either overseas and the great beyond, or overseas, region 11, in the diaspora. So he wants to go back again, and he's hoping he gets a different result. But that's madness. He wants to go back to the same people with the list, and he hopes he gets a different result. Right? That's what they're hoping. But the court says matter could go forward. Right? The matter can go forward. Forward movements. We're happy about that, folks. That's one of the things we're following on that side. Going also, the biggest few. What happened to the public servants? That's the one. Wherever happened Kwame Mingo, Jennings Booker, Chisel Chipper, wherever happened Donald McDonald, Donald Saino Abel, this one Bruin, right? Wherever happened to the public servants, they're still there? All the public servants need to sue in the life. A sue in the life. They'll get all the support. Right? And their agreement will be handled. All they want is a sue in the life. They're going to sip from a little tea here. Folks, where are you joining us from? As we're heading to the big issue this morning. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. And let me go down the road. Partner with us as well, folks. Please and thank you. Partner with us. Jennings Booker, Maureen Williams, partner with us. What happened to the public servants? Inquiring minds, Saif Ali wants to know, whatever happened to the public servants? That's what we want to know. Whatever happened? As we go through the big issue. Folks, you know, recently, and this is according to the reports we've received, they've given out this 150,000 to fishermen. We hear about 5,000, got a 150,000 grant. Right? The catfish grant. $150,000. This becomes interesting because we look a little closer at Daphne Aaron, Don Sullivan, Beryl Crawford. We look a little closer. And one of the things we saw is that while at this handout, the brothers and sisters in the fishing industry that then by crash, while at an event, apparently the vice president or somebody in the regime, they were accosted by somebody who was there. And the person said, you know, them small cane farmers getting a hard time too. But who tell you, Professor? Money your skin. Money is skin. So it's being reported this morning that the small cane farmers, let me get the headline right. Right? The small cane farmers, make sure you get the headline right. Yep, private cane farmers. That's the title. Private cane farmers. They got about $44 million yesterday. Each got $150,000. The moral of the story is you got to go to these meetings and let them know public service and get like me at like them realize it. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt now. Jenny's book like them realize it. So let me give them the benefit of the doubt. That's what the report tells us. I think we pick this out of Starbuck News. That while at a meeting of the fisher folk, government and the installed vice president, they were told, private cane farmers ain't doing so nice. They might say, really? Look, we got $4 million here, man. Why y'all didn't tell me sooner? Look, we got a little spray change here, man. No. Don't let me look, sir. The public service ain't talking up. Public service opens in these meetings and make this application and the request known. Karen Josiah, Donna McDonald, we got to visit some more of these public meetings because it is at a meeting the cane farmers tell them. The meeting doesn't concern the cane farmers, the meeting must be the fisher folks. Unless they double dipping. The meeting must be the fisher folks. The cane farmers say, yo, Blacker, I ain't got no money. Things rough by me. My things rough. Money there. $4 million, 150,000 each. What happened to the public servants? What happened to them unions that purport to represent the public servants? What happened to them? And then the union leaders, who grind them nice on the contributions of the public servants. By right, I should be only talking for people then who contribute to the program. We program. Only to those folks, we got to talk for everybody. The rising tide must float all boats. I looked too shabby this morning. The rising tide must float all boats. Welcome to the public service. The forgotten people of this country, the public servants. So, them boys, God was for 16% for the sugar workers. Oh, yes. 16%. The head of God won 16%. You know where? 16%. But if you are 16%, how much the public servants want? Who representing the public servants? Interest in this country. That's what I want to know. Right? When them public servants ready for you. Oh, yeah. Remember, when them public 16% down one for the cane, for the sugar cane workers, for the industry workers, 16%. Somebody went and said, we're doing well here with the private cane farmers. Take 150,000 each. 150,000. Just like the Dan Sullivan. Just like we got to go to these meetings more, apparently, because if you go here, whisper something in somebody's ears, could be nice time. Could be nice time by your end as well. Right? And the day just getting warm up. Who knows what can happen today? Juliet Mickle, Maureen, Couple Williams, Michelle, Daniels, Chisel Chip, the day now getting warmed up. So who knows who whispering what in whose ears? But folks, the day is just getting warmed up. That's what them boys tell me. It's just getting warm up. Some of y'all are joining us late, and if you haven't had an opportunity to do so as yet, share the live, smash that emoji button. We're outside, folks. technically. Daphne, Aaron, and all the other folks. That's what we're reporting on this morning. Right? That's what we're reporting on this morning. Pocket confusion powder. So the moral story for the public servants, you have to go to these meetings. Don't matter if the meeting don't concern you. If it's boat builders, you have to go. Catfish catchers, go out. Tell them public servants don't get nothing yet. I know if you have to get VPS. You may have forgotten us, but we're still here. Sonia Sergeant, we're still here. Public servant is I pass in this country now. I pass, but we can fix that. We can fix that. We can get time and opportunity. Right? Pressure must pipe. Pressure make water go uphill. Time and opportunity happens to all men. We can give a chance. We can give a chance. Right? We can give a chance. Yep. Marlani Cup, we see you there. We want to say to you folks, go out and have a fantastic day at work. Remember, share the damn life, smash the emoji button, and partner with us so we can continue to move our programs forward. Right? As you can see, I'm Sherrod. Marlon Thomas, as you can see, right? It's good having you folks here. Go ahead and have a fantastic day today as you go. Good to see Owen Don Cook, Maureen Coppins, Williams, even though it's just Maureen Williams now, I remembered. Irvin Dunn, Chris Kippins, good to have you. Selena Fraser, good to have you. And you stay strong and healthy and blessed as well. Marcel Daniels, Patricia Sano. Patricia, I just wake up. You see these bushy people? Right? Patricia, I just wake up. You see these bushy, highfalutin folks? Right? Naomi says she wants to see me in my pink jacket tomorrow. Good. You ask twice. Right there. Right? Good. Think there. Owen Don Cook, Edward Brooms, Donald McDonald, Stacey and Stoll, Kim Walker. Good to see each and every one of you. Winston, Kenny, good to have you as well. Paulina Welch, Aubrey Lennox, good to have you, Aubrey, and all the other beautiful folks who are joining us around the world. Guys, before you go share the like, before you go smash that emoji button, before you go and show your partner with us, see you at 12, Marlon. Marlon on the ball, you know. Marlon wasting time. Marlon says, see you at 12. Paulina Welch, good to have you. Chris Kippins, Denny's Champagne Collision, good to have you. I hope the champagne don't lead to the collision. Brenda Moore, and all the other folks who are joining us. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a program for this morning, I think. Beatrice Selby. Beatrice, how are you doing? Good to have you, Beatrice, and all the other guys. Gwyneth Anderson, Colette, Bobby Lewis is here. Winston Henry, Ayabo, Natasha Congress says, I share it. Man, y'all be like Ayabo, no man. Be a little bit like Ayabo, no. Somebody else is disgusting. Be a little bit like Ayabo. Share the damn like and smash that emoji button. Right? We're going to see you guys at 12. We're talking the things happening in the education system in this country. Protests. Every region and sector. Yep. That's the madness happening, my Lord. It's too much. I tell you, too much. That's how it's going down on that front. That's how it's going on that front, folks. We're going to see you guys right back here at 12. Right back here. Paulina Welch, Alexis Chamley Richmond, Daphne Aaron, Amanda Daniels, Qualamingo. Good to see you, folks. Go ahead and have a great day, guys. A productive morning. Respect and manners. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. And let me go down the road. Hope breakfast was great. Still trying with this little black tea here. Marlon Thomas. Share the live, boots on the ground, Marlon. Savitri Zal, boots on the ground. Amanda Daniels, boots on the ground. Paulina Welch says, I'm just home from work. Good to have you, Paulina. Hope you had a good shift. Good to have you. Hope you had a productive shift. Amanda Daniels and all the other folks. I soon come to the US. I soon come. And we can do it big. We can do it bigly. Maureen Williams, Yvette, DeAndre, Diana Mitchell, Ayabo, Natasha Congress, Good to have each and every one of you. Guys, that's our time for the day. Stay safe. Beautiful people, stay safe. That's our time. That's our